Hey everyone, as you can probably guess, this is a Digimon Masters Online tutorial, or sort of. First one doing one of these. But I'm basically going to explain to you guys how basically the enemies work and what you should do for them just in case of emergencies, or what you should always do for a battle. But of course, this is completely optional, so it's always up to you to how you fight. But joining us for this video is going to be my Digimon Doberman. And we're going to show you how basic combat works with Meteormon as my opponent. So as you can see, if their health, as you saw with Meteormon's health, it came went down pretty fast. That was basically because he was kind of weaker than Doberman, but not as too weaker. You can basically tell how weak or how strong they are by their names, if the color of it. If it's shaded a little bluer color like this Meteormon, basically means you can take them down easily. Like this. But that was just a normal Meteormon. A different kind as leaders. This, you can basically tell them right away from their name. Leaders are considerably stronger than the normal ones. Plus they're bigger, so you can basically spot them right away if you can't see their name. But even so, you can take down leaders pretty simple. So let's move on to a Neo Devimon. As you can see, his name is Lighter, well, basically Light. So it should put up a good fight. Now, as you can see, Dobermon's basically taken a number of damage. So you're going to want to heal him before your Digimon before you get out, before your battle gets too out of hand. It'll take a while to recharge, so just keep that in mind. So even though these Neo Devimons are a bit weaker than Doberman, they can still pack a punch, so you don't want to take them too lightly. And if you ever want to heal fast or improve their strength, you're going to want to Digivolve your Digimon. It can help a lot in battle, makes them easier, and their moves will change as well. And while you're in battle, if you don't have the right item, you can't switch your Digimon. And you never want to challenge too many enemies at once, like I just did. And sometimes in battle, you'll collect a monster card. These little things are pretty easy to bring about a good monster to fight, as I will now demonstrate. Okay, you're probably going to find a nice decent area where you have enough room. And now for some fun. Okay, so I guess no monster card for now. So why don't I show you guys a real feat. Okay, so if you encounter Digimon whose health is red like the ones in front of us are, that means you're pretty strong. and there's a good chance that they'll be able to take you out. So you're going to want to use enough power on them. And moves when necessary. But it's always a good idea to keep them pinned down with your moves. As for you newcomers, you probably won't be here immediately, but this basically goes for all Digimon from the rules I covered. And every now and then you may encounter a horde of Digimon like the one we've just found. But each of these are pretty much overall the same in power. So you don't need to worry too much. And in case you always keep an eye on your health, like I just noticed that my health was low. So if you don't keep an eye on it, you're going to go down and lose some experience. Not too much, but overall, it's still dangerous too. Now each of these Digimon here are basically more or less the same. Except for the big one you see right there. Now for this I'm going to bring out Agumon. As you can see, he doesn't have a level, but he does have an element to his strength. Now you don't want to face this guy alone, like I'm doing. But it is possible to take him down by yourself, so remember to use moves wisely. Now a fight like this can take a bit, but as you can see we're wearing him down. And again, for you newcomers, you really don't want to fight these kind of guys right off the bat. You're going to want to build up your strength till you have about enough power to Digi-evolve the ultimate. And until then, unlike me, you're going to want to fight with a partner or a team. As you can see, we're wearing him down. So overall, be sure you're completely prepared for this. Like I have chickens in the 7th slot, so I can heal my Digimon anytime, but always keep a good hand for them in battle. You never know what's going to happen that could turn the tides against you. Now, as you can see from the Digimon I've been fighting, they aren't too much of a struggle for my Digimon. But never underestimate your opponent, or else you'll get creamed. And for a special treat, I'm going to show you the ultimate form of Digimon. The Mega form. Now, Digimon may not always leave something open for like monster cards, but when they do, it can be good. So let's see if the monster card I collected from earlier will work now. As I've just been informed, there's a new special area at a dance center where you can fight Digimon. But only card Digimon. But this special area, you can fight card Digimon anywhere you want, like here, for instance. But there, as I've been informed, you can fight card Digimon without time limit. And the cooldown time is about 3 seconds long. So you can summon one after another if you want, but I advise against it. For you can't take all of them out in that time. Now I would show you this area, but I don't believe I can get there in time by the end of this video. So we're just gonna do it here. I've just been informed of the problem. I have to scan this card apparently. Oh, one more thing to cover. Leaders will also attack you, even if you don't attack them. So try and keep your distance if you don't want to fight leaders. Sticking to the sides is a good way to avoid Digimon in areas like this. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to show you the area where you can fight card Digimon, but I figured for a big finale, I might as well. Now, this isn't relevant, but this is where you can scan items like this card and eggshells. You can scan them for extra money, but we may cover that in a future video. But as you've seen, we need space to scan the card. You can't just scan it and it'll just fit into where the slot was. Now it costs some money to scan something. Hold on, the inventory is still full. Yeah, it can bug out like this sometimes. So just have some patience. And you should probably relog if it doesn't fix itself. Now this isn't a very impressive card, it's only a level 1. But nonetheless, this is just an example. Welcome back everyone. Visit the data center as you'll come to know it in the beginning. Now this place has changed over time, but we're not here to talk about how the data center has changed. Now, we're here to visit the new place where you can fight monster cards without time limit. You're going to want to go to the D Terminal Underground Summon Square. And sorry for the wait, ladies and gentlemen, but it's going to have to load. So just bear with us for a second. Now this place resembles another D terminal, but this is the only area you can be in for summoning Digimon, so I'm about to summon the monster card, but you're gonna want to know that anything can come through the monster card, and monster cards give exceptionally good stuff. So let's see what we get. Alonzi. Now, these are low level Digimon, because it's a level 1 card. The higher the level, the stronger Digimon, the better stuff you'll get. Now, as you can see, there's a time limit for how long they can be here, so you're going to want to beat them before the time runs out. It's about 3 minutes long for each of them. Well, it's the same 3 minutes, but you get the idea. But sometimes there are shorter times. Now, if you're in a hurry, you may want to Digiball to speed things up. These are low-level Digimon, but they can take a bit long to take down, since they're card Digimon. And you can, and one of those special perks I mentioned before, is you can get a Mercenary Digi-Egg. Now, I said I'm not going to cover anything other than battles, but since we got it, Mercenary Digi-Eggs are basically that Digimon in its first form. So, since we got it from a Goblinmon, it's going to be a Goblinmon when it hatches, which you can make a part of your Digimon team, which we may cover in a future video. But before we go, one last big surprise for the finale. I mentioned the ultimate form before, but that's not quite it. There's one more, beyond Mega, which you may need for some battles. Now get a good look, because this is Burst Mode, the full power form of some Digimon. But not all Digimon have Burst Mode, and Burst Mode takes up a lot of energy, as you just saw. So keep in mind the energy as well as health. So this has been the basics of your everyday battles. So, but there are some ways to influence battles a little more, which you'll probably discover throughout Digimon Online. So for all you new guys, good luck, and trying to develop your own strategies for fighting always makes things interesting. Well, see you guys. Bye.